Welcome to The Open Queue, a podcast where we talk about entertainment, pop culture, and the daily life of navigating the entertainment industry as a creative. I'm your host, Shaka, and I'm joined by my business partner, Charles Malone. We'll sometimes have other creative guests on to tell us about their journey in the industry, dealing with their ups and downs, struggles, and successes. We'll also touch on the current changes to the business of television and film, as well as cue up what we're watching, listening to, or a piece of art we've been inspired by. The music you're listening to is called Ultimate Hero from the movie Meteor Man, composed by Cliff Edelman. And now, let's get queued up. And welcome back. Happy New Year.
Welcome back to Open Queue Podcast. It's 2026.
Yeah, okay.
So Black History Month.
Yeah. So we had this first month of January. Charles and I are both fighting a sickness. So
every time you say that,
stay safe out there, y'all. We're nursing this thing. But before we jumped in, I just, since the month of January has passed, I just wanted to take a moment to send out condolences to Renee Good and Alex Pretty family. As we know, they were tragically murdered by ICE, being American citizens, expressing their right to protest or free speech. In Alex's case, the Second Amendment to carry a weapon. They were not trying to harm anyone from any of the video footage that we've seen, which you can take a look at yourself. But either way, regardless of whatever aisle you stand on politically, I think we can all say that it was tragic, and we just want to send condolences because it's the start of a new year. And for those families to have to go through this year, we just want to let them know that they're supported and they're not alone.
And it's time to bring back the Rainbow Coalition.
Agreed. We're all in this together. We're all on this pale blue rock. So we should start acting like it.
In the new year, on a lighter note, I will get a longer headphone cable. No, okay. Just ridiculous. I will get a longer one. But also reflecting, growing, let's continue something that you did last year with what inspired you going in this year?
Yeah. So speaking of January, coming into February, the Oscar nominations are out. And what has inspired me greatly is that Sinners, which you all know, that's actually what kicked off our podcast. The first episode is up for 16 nominations, I believe, which is like record breaking. So for me, that's super inspiring because that movie inspired me just in general because it's an original film. And I love the fact that in its originality, it got people back to the movie theaters. It got people to talking from all different creeds, cultures, for one. And then two, the comment about like, oh, sometimes movies based on, a certain culture or whatnot don't sell well. That was proven wrong. So, and then it's a piece of art that's now being nominated by like the highest award you can in film, I think is amazing and inspiring and lets us know that art is universal, that it touches everybody and that, take the risk. Like other voices can translate and be profitable because we know that at the end of the day, it's a business. For me, yeah.
Yeah, it's not just Sinners, it's more. Coogler inspired me recently to start off this year. An interview he gave where he was talking about his imposter syndrome and advice he got from Chadwick Boseman on the set of Black Panther. He was walking around saying like, today's the day I get fired. Like, that's it. And I guess Chadwick pulled him aside and was like, yo, you need to stop saying that. Well, you earn the right to be here and, you got this, but you need to stop putting that out there. I thought it was really inspiring to hear someone of Coogler's caliber talk about his own imposter syndrome, because that's like really vulnerable, but inspiring to other people that deal with imposter syndrome, people that look like us navigating and, not only just white spaces, but new spaces where we may not feel at our best. And someone that self-doubt starts to inch in, to think about other people deal with this. Not even Coogler. I listened to Jodie Foster talk once, and she was talking about her imposter syndrome as a director, and you're like, you're fucking Jodie Foster.
Right.
So, everyone deals with it. But that inspired me moving through this year. And tied into inspiration is intention. So, what kind of stories do you want to tell this year?
Good question. I have not thought about that so far as the way that this year has started. Honestly, finances, like just trying to make it financially. I think that's one of the things we've talked about.
The perseverance.
Yes, that's a very good way of putting it. If I had to tell a story, it would be persevering when it feels like, as I talked about with the theme, like love and expansion, when it feels like the industry is shrinking, how to expand and make it. So perseverance, I will take it.
Yeah, I think that ties into the stories that we're doing. Both, one of the vertical stories we're going to tell and
Mm,
document is kind of down on your luck guy, and like how does he deal and overcome this issue. And I think the thread of persevering and being an outlier, the synchro story, what these young girls accomplished
hmm
through that time to
Yeah.
make it to nationals, to the two books we picked up. There's some essence of that human element of pushing through, which I think is a lot of stories have that
Yeah.
at its heart. So yeah, perseverance is a big one. So going with that and being, this is Black History Month, I got a couple questions for you to
Oh.
discuss. We're moving the industry, and like what happened with Paramount and this Trump administration and the
hmm
talks around DEI and things pulling back, and like between people being exhausted that the industry feels like it's shrinking, and what opportunities are there for, you know, black and brown and other creators. Do you feel like there's less of an opportunity to tell our stories, or our stories are going to make something happen? Like, how do you
Oh, I mean, it's a good question. No, I don't. I think there will always be opportunities to tell our stories because we are great storytellers, just plain and simple. I mean, when you think of like we discussed this in one of our podcasts, like the '90s, all the films that came out. TikTok, a lot of the dances started with black, dancers doing their things. I think we're storytellers, like any other culture in the world. We have stories to tell, and I think they're interesting. I think there's a lot of unmined areas because we have not been given the same opportunities. So, as Black people tend to do, if I could just speak, and we're not a monolith, we will find a way, kind of like that line in Jurassic Park, life finds a way. We will find a way to tell our stories. And whether that is through TikTok or verticals, which is now the big thing in Hollywood, or YouTube, or starting our own animation companies, but some are doing, or creating our own video games. I think there's just avenues and we just got
something
to
else
keep going.
that's in the works?
Yeah. I think we just gotta keep going. We gotta keep going. I don't think we can be stopped.
So I think you asked a good question somewhere in the last couple of days. Was like, with Sinners getting so many noms, do you
Mhm.
feel like this is gonna change anything for you know black stories, original stories?
You mean like on the big level?
Yeah, or just opportunities.
Uh,
You
you know,
said you asked like representation versus ownership. The deal that Ryan got was
y-
inspirational. Do you feel
yes.
like this is gonna keep happening? Is a trend they're gonna try to nip in the bud?
I think like they panic, but there is no. I'm gonna mention Ben Affleck. Like recently, he's been on a lot of podcasts for his movie The Rip, which was good. I enjoyed it. Like I want to make a heist movie with those guys because they, from the town to the like.
We go a whole separate one.
Yeah,
I thought that was a
exactly.
really good capsule. Like, yeah.
Yeah. He's been saying a lot of things where it's like the industry, yes, did panic, but they, even with them, they did this thing with Netflix where they got Netflix to do a deal where like the crew, what they call below the line, got equity. So I think with all these tech companies sucking up everything, they're going to have to change. It's kind of like the collapse of the studio system. They're going to have to change, and they're going to have to start making some of these deals. And I think that may lead to different opportunity because they need originality. Like they do. So yeah, if you haven't listened to any of those podcasts with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, smart dudes, they understand the business.
So I think there's going to be an avenue like Issa Rae and
hmm
Diary of Awkward Black Girl, with some of these vertical dramas that are going to come out, to allow people to take some of that ownership and create opportunities for themselves. The stage runner that's on Instagram and talking about everyone's buying up and starting
hmm
to jump into verticals, and then the light skinned black dude with the Drew the Locks, I think his name is Chad or something. But he also talks about a lot of like, this is what I'm doing to like,
Yeah,
sorry,
he has a character.
but this is what he's doing, but he's not wrong. Like, there's an opportunity to go and use what you have to create something, build
hmm
the audience, and then you get some of that power. And I think there's going to be a space for us there. And sorry, we told you that it was a sick. Sorry, and with that, we're creating our own stories, and like Sinners, and I love the story of Sinners and how they approach culture and the inclusion of culture with the Irish culture. I
Hmm.
do want to ask you more of a philosophical question of, is there a social or cultural responsibility of Black creators and what they create? Just community, history, truth, like.
I think I'm picking up what you're laying down. And this is my opinion. You know, stare straight down the barrel of the camera here. Yes, the reason being is art, in my opinion, has always been a reflection of society, whether it's through the artist's perspective or through what they've gathered through other people's conversations. It is usually a commentary on society at that time, which is why you can go back through time, especially in the film industry, and see the different aspects of what was the cultural norms or whatnot. So in a time where you have to remember, like, especially with the films, those go out to millions of people who may not actually see the people that you're putting on screen represented, which is why representation matters. So for someone in the Midwest or someone in China, and they see someone that is of our skin color, you are presenting to them, because they may never run into those people or a very few amount, what they should build their reality on, if that makes sense. Now, you're not responsible for how they take it and choose to, but there is a responsibility that if you were saying this is all that you are, a monolith, you can't be upset if that's all they can build their reality on. So I think it is important, like we talked about with the 90s, when there was a plethora. There wasn't just Boys in the Hood, but there was a plethora. There was, in Living Color, there was Martin, there was
Different world.
Different World, a plethora, because you were giving people the opportunity to see a broad spectrum of humanity of people that just happen to be melanated, is the nicest way to put it.
No, I get, and I agree with what you're saying. I mean, we have different Black experiences,
Yeah.
right? I mean, let's not pretend there's also not colorism layered on top of that.
Hmm.
But I think I have like nothing really to add. I definitely think that we ourselves, our fathers and mothers and ancestors, literally continuously paved the way for the next generation to have an easier time to do what we've done and do and continue to do. So there constantly has to be a an intention to create a better way.
Right.
Another one, Black, and sometimes I hate, the prefix of like throwing Black in front of everything, but being Black and doing what we do as artists, just
Hmm.
in general, do you feel like there's a space for fun content without explanation? So I think I know of people who want just Black people that exist, or just any other race for that matter, that exist in cool sci-fi and Western fantasies, horror, that don't have to necessarily do with overt race related issues and or trauma. Like, where are the Black people in Star Wars just chilling? Like, why we haven't been to Kal Haroon or whatever the planet is? You know what I mean? So,
I mean, my theory on that is Black people are like, I'm going to drink water and mind my own business. And they stayed out of the box.
well,
I'm
if they're
joking.
drinking their look, man, you can drink your water and mind your business, but there's still stories happening in that place where you're
Yeah.
minding your business.
Yeah. I agree. I
Um,
agree. I agree.
you know,
So I'm sorry. What was the question? Like, what is,
you know, do you think there's a space or hunger for just fun Black stories?
I think so. I mean, again, we joke about this. Like, we walked so blurs could run, Black nerds could run, because I think there's a space where a lot of us grew up. Like He-Man's, the He-Man trailer just came out. Idris Elba is playing Man of Arms, right? To me, it's like I grew up watching all those things. And I didn't look at those things as, oh, these are just white characters. I liked the themes of be a good person, be kind. I like the fantasy. So for me, I saw myself in those worlds, even though I didn't see them drawn. So yeah, I would
But
love
is
to
that
do that.
because you didn't, like, you had to? This is the only thing. So
Right. But that's what I'm
how
saying.
many of our generations, like Dragon Ball Z, was like we went home to Toonami and we had to pickle as Black.
So like you can always pick out the Black character. You just knew, right? You know,
Yeah.
like in Thundercats, Panthera, like you just knew, right? It's like, oh, that's a brother. But no, I think there is a hunger for that because the world that we live in we see, like, again, this is not like the 1960s where you didn't leave your small town and you maybe saw like one black person, or if you were in a predominantly black area, you only saw one white person. You're on TikTok, you're on Instagram, you're seeing people from different cultures. You're seeing people in China talk about, what China's technology is. So to pretend like in the fantasy world, all of that wouldn't matter, you're kind of turning a blind eye to the actual worlds you live in where you see these people all the time. So I do think there's a hunger to represent the world in the way that we see it now.
Yeah, I've never liked the argument. I think I didn't play one of the last Final Fantasies because one of the creators are like, "Well, this is a European fantasy world. Like dragons don't exist. What do you mean?"
Making ice rain from the sky, by waving a wand doesn't exist. Like you don't call down meteors, because if people could do that, this world would be a completely different place.
So we're trying to also get more engaged this year. So one thing that I would like from the viewers, if you have a fun story of like black or brown or Asian people just like doing fun shit in cool worlds and you want to explore opportunities for that, hit us up because we'd love to hear your stories and collaborate and find ways to tell more of these cool nerdy ass stories where we're just doing some cool shit in different worlds.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'll
I think it's the world we live in, though. I mean, black people do cool shit. Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan because he did cool shit. You know what I mean? Samuel L. Jackson is a cool dude. He's Sam the Man Jackson.
So speaking of black people do cool shit and the 90s and the things that like we were brought up on, with this being Black History Month, I want to know what are some of the films and TV shows? I heard a few, but if like let's just shoot the shit and like call it some like great black joy.
Black Joy. Okay, because for some reason Candyman popped in my head but I think that's because of you and the horror stuff.
If you trying to get covered in beads, that's on.
Hey, look, I'm sick, so I've been drinking a lot of tea and honey. All right.
My thing is like Meteor Man and Blank Man.
Yes, those are good.
From Keenan Ivory Wayne's like
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna get you, sucker. Low Down Dirty Shame is a sleeper for me.
Yeah.
So
Friday.
I haven't seen it. I think there wouldn't be a generation of filmmakers without John Singleton.
Yes.
I mean, across the board,
100%.
Boys in the Hood, Baby Boy, Shaft, John Singleton, Spike Lee. As much as I like to get on Spike sometimes, and also I wish I need to go back because I saw Criterion, and he pulled some filmmakers I have never like watched or seen before. So I
really
do some.
I have to go take a look at that. Some research.
Like dive into like black cinema, but hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Yeah.
Newer thing like Ava DuVernay. Going back Gina Blythewood and like.
Like Queen Sugar and Woman King, I thought was great. I would love more stories about African history like that.
Boomerang, like Reggie Hudlin and like House Party. He went on to write like Black Panther. He directed The Black Godfather, which is about Clarence Avant. We'll talk about that later. Just these are some of the things. Like House Party was big.
Yeah, same.
2 had Immature or IMX, depending on like, and it just felt like a good time. Like the Wayans brothers are coming back for Scary Movie 6, which is I'm happy because like after 2 they just
I know. I'm very curious to see what they do with that.
Downhill. One thing a director that I didn't realize directed some other things that were like, oh shit, he directed that. So Barbershop was a good one because it's a black experience. Tim's story. He also did Fantastic Four and the Fantastic Four Silver Surfer.
Did he?
Nah, I did not know that either.
Okay.
So like getting the opportunity to do those superhero movies, we talk about Coogler, but had some other people that like jumped into Marvel and
I do not remember his name, but there is a producer for Marvel who's been doing quite a bit, which I think is just fascinating. I think Loki is one of the ones he was working on too, as well.
Antoine Fuqua and Training Day. Yeah. Sorry, I told y'all this is real. So
that's why I have my tea.
Just Juice, Poetic Justice. A lot of these movies I watched when young and I really didn't understand as much. But going back, I remember my mom dying for like Waiting to Exhale.
Same.
You didn't understand it, and then you go back and watch it. Like that movie's spicy, man. Best Man.
Yeah.
Just
The Preacher's Wife, I really liked.
anything Denzel Washington at that time.
Yeah.
Um,
Crimson Dawn.
Life was a big one.
Life was so good.
We still quote Life.
Yeah, that one was,
When I had a baby, she acts, Charlie, she acts like me. And
yeah.
my mama was like, "You the pappy." There's no denying.
It's blowing my mind. I can't believe I can't remember this. Eddie Murphy, fat suit.
Nutty Professor?
Yes, my gosh.
Or Dave Chappelle cameo in Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
Was the stand-up comedian.
Yeah, yeah,
Reggie.
yeah.
I heard dreadlocks, but shitlocks.
Oh,
Just
man.
black history is history, man.
Yeah.
So there's just so much good stuff there. One thing I want to talk about Black history and the greats and the people that raised us is I remember working with you at the Genius Bar, and one day Sidney Poitier walked in and you were like, "Dude, he is the reason why I like want to be an actor." And I was like, "Go say something." And you're like, "Blah, blah, 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 blah."
Yeah, I mean, because it's like one of those things where it's like you don't want to disturb them. Like I treat them very much like, like they're people because they are. I don't know why I'm saying I treat them,
Yeah.
but they're like people. And sometimes, you're like they're out and you like want to be respectful because I'm an introvert. I like my space. I'm just saying that now. So it's on record. If I do not, at some point in time in this career, want to sign something, it's not because I don't like you. I'm an introvert.
No, we're gonna get there in our career. It's not just manifesting. We've been working consistently. You
Right.
know how this industry is. But ultimately, after going back and forth with you, I convinced you to get out
Yes,
of the bar
you
and
did.
go say something.
You did.
It was well received.
I'm well received, bro. Look, I went very respectfully just to say, hey, look, I just want to say that you're a huge inspiration to me and my family because my parents are from the Caribbean, just like him, and so it meant a lot. And I just wanted to thank him basically for what he accomplished because I know he did it at a time where it was like
For him and Harry Belafonte.
difficult.
Yeah.
And he could not have been kinder. He stopped doing what he was doing to listen. He said, "Thank you so much," and then he gave me a hug, which. Like, I'm not one of those like freak out fan people for that. Well, I was like, I almost don't want to take a shower anymore because I just like, oh my gosh, I just got hugged by the legend. Like, so for me, like it was that kind heartedness and that love and his understanding of the responsibility as you talk about that he carried. Yeah, it rocked my world.
He also R.I.P. passed away literally shortly after that.
Yeah.
So I just thought I always carry that with me. Not that, I'm like, go talk to this celebrity that inspired you, but also you never know how long people are here.
Yes.
You never know.
I met Chadwick.
Yeah.
Shortly before Black Panther came out. I met Chadwick. Again, a nice guy. I would have never known.
But my fiance, we were in a Whole Foods in Sherman Oaks at one point, and there's I don't remember the actor's name. He's from Joy Luck Club. My fiance is Chinese, and she's like, "Oh my God, this is this person." I'm like, again, go say something. I'm not saying attack this person, ask them for an autograph. If they mean something, even if it's a loved one or just influencer or something. If someone means something to you, take the time to tell them because you don't know how much that may mean to them. You don't know. There's just so much unknown there, and you'll never know unless you do something about it. And it always set with me. But he stopped and to like listen to her, then offered her acting advice as an actor herself, gave her like class recommendations, and she was if she never did that just to thank him and tell her how much Joy Luck Club meant, she would never got any of that advice. So like it's one taking a little courage to just like shoot your shot, man. You never know how it's received. Just be respectful.
Yeah, don't be creepy. I mean, it's simply just a, hey, just want to thank you for the thing, or you've inspired me.
I really like that movie.
Yeah, don't do that. don't do that.
Yeah.
What is the legalese? We do not condone any activity of those.
And just with that, these like you said, these people are real and transitioning to like realness. Another thing we want to talk about is like documentaries. I think there's a responsibility there because I think journalism and broadcasting and documentaries, these things are real.
Yeah.
And I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, say they're intelligent enough to know that some of the things they're seeing in movies are for entertainment purposes.
Yes.
But how people are depicted and sometimes demonized in broadcast and journalism, these things, people are seeing the news, they're seeing these documentaries like, this is real. This is how these people are.
It's shaping their reality.
Yeah. And I want to highlight some like great documentaries as well and documentary filmmakers. Like I already mentioned The Black Godfather, which is about Clarence Avant. Here's a
Yes.
man who like barely finished school and to become literally one of the glues of not only Hollywood
Hmm.
politics, like Obama, Clinton, like the music industry,
Yeah.
television industry.
Brilliant, brilliant,
Yeah.
brilliant documentary.
Is That Black Enough for You? Which is about the black actors in Hollywood and like the struggles and everyone like Lawrence Fishburne,
Yeah.
Harry Belafonte again.
Hmm.
I love Don Cheadle and Don Cheadle's whole thing of like, when you're coming up, it's like, who the fuck is Don Cheadle?
Yeah.
Then it's get me Don Cheadle.
Hmm.
Then it's get me someone that looks like Don Cheadle.
Uh-huh.
Then it's who the fuck is Don Cheadle?
Yep.
He said that and I'll never forget it. And another one that's I think from Array and Ava, which is like they gotta have us and
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
evolution of black television and
Yes.
our impact on culture. I love that the Asian and Korean community, at least pockets of it, let me just at least pockets have been acknowledging that K-pop is rooted in black culture and music.
Yeah.
And like it's nice to finally like get the acknowledgement.
Yeah.
We're not saying we're coming to claim this, just like give a
No.
nod or like homage to the thing.
Yeah.
Don't just like take, and this goes for any culture, don't take from a culture without giving respect to the
Respect to
culture
it.
that you're borrowing from. So those two big docs, if you haven't seen the audience, like,
Hmm.
Is That Black Enough for You? And They Gotta Have Us as like black creative entertainers. Like Robert Townsend's a big one in both of those because
Hmm.
he really did shape a lot of things. And his daughter's hilarious. She was on the Black Woman sketch show on HBO.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Talking about passing of the torch. She got the comedy chops. And then a little bit more of a heavier topic was Exterminate All the Brutes.
That was tough.
Raoul Peck.
Yeah. I see. I got to lean back on that one.
Go
yeah.
and watch that one. It explores, colonization
Hmm.
in a real heavy way with reenactments with Josh Hartnett. But disclaimer and trigger warning, both if you're just sensitive to genocidal images, they cover genocide throughout history
Yeah.
and humanity. And if you're just sensitive because you're fair skinned, probably you should watch it anyway.
I was wondering where you're going with that, but yeah. It's good to educate yourself. I think history
It's
is
not made to like go feel bad, just so
no.
we can stop repeating the cycle. We talked about the actions of ICE in January, and I'm tired of seeing people act brand new of like they're just acting like Germany just came to America to study eugenics and stole from us. So it's
Yeah.
like a repeated cycle where bad people are using history as a blueprint to do bad things,
Right.
instead of us learning from history.
History is not to shame you. History is to teach you how to be better. That's the way you should look at it. If you were feeling shame, that this may sound controversial, if you were feeling shame, it probably means because you feel bad that you think okay about the thing that's happening. Explore it, unpack it, figure it out. But if it doesn't apply to you, you should not feel shame.
So, like anxiety, if you're feeling anxious, sometimes it's good to like, what is making me anxious?
Exactly.
Overcome these things. Amend the Fight for America, exploring like the 14th Amendment and things that give people rights. I think a lot of people don't realize that as a lot of frustration I feel like comes, and I'm not speaking for all the black community, but from some of the black community, is that we don't get enough respect for our contributions to everybody's rights, like across the board, like whether it's disabilities, sexual, women, Asian, Mexican, like we fought not only for our own, but everybody's rights. And so going to watch them, then, it does a really great job, and it has like Will Smith and Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, it was a beautifully done documentary.
Yeah. So I don't know. Go watch some really good docs.
Again, I think it's good to look at the history of where these things come from, understand what the core is that they're fighting for. And if you feel shame, like Charles said, unpack that. Don't bury it. Don't turn shame into fear, fear into anger, anger into hate. Yes, I'm quoting Yoda, going to the dark side. Unpack that, because you shouldn't feel shame. You should go, if there is shame, you should go get help for that. I always like to use the Alcohol Anonymous thing, where the first thing they make you say is, hi, my name is so-and-so, I'm an alcoholic, because the first root you have to pull up is shame. Once you're liberated from that, you can free your mind to say, but just because I'm that, it doesn't mean that's all I am. I can be so much more. And that should be the goal.
I like it. And also anything Kumal Bell on HBO is also really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's I'll wrap up the doc thing. Go watch some good docs. Higher Ground, Obama's company actually
Yeah.
has amazing docs. If you're just looking for other black, you know, creatives and filmmakers who are out making content, it's not exclusively black, but Crip Camp was a great
Oh, I didn't
documentary from
watch that
Higher
one.
Ground. And it's about like the ADA and disabilities and like what they fought for back in the day and how the Black Panthers came to support them when they did their whole like stand-in in San Francisco. So just go watch that one. And as we transition to what we're looking forward to in 2026 from some of our black creatives.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to?
I mean, most anticipated up there, I think, controversial or not, is Michael.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And let's be real, Michael Jackson, no matter what, this
King of Pop.
It's
King of Pop.
undeniable. Scary Movie 6 already said.
Yeah. I'm really curious to see how they're going to do it in this environment in this day and age.
I'm hit or miss on Boots, but I love Boosters from Boots Riley.
I haven't seen a trailer for that, so I'm very curious.
You know, Kiki Palmer. I love Lakeith Stanfield.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually a really big fan of Taylor Page. There's just something about her. She was in Lola. She has like this like weird it factor
Okay.
for me. The Dutchman, which looks funky. It's Andre Holland and Kate Mara, or is it?
That's the one where it like starts off on the subway.
Yeah.
And it's this kind of weird whodunit kind of mystery thing. Yeah, psychological thriller. Yeah, I'm always down for a psychological thriller.
And is it God is God is?
Yeah, Is God Is, which I don't know much about that one either. I think it looks like it's based off a stage play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sterling K. Brown. You look at the cast, like Janelle Monáe. I mean, I'm gonna go support and see all these black faces.
Yeah.
How about yourself? I'm just trying to fight off another cough.
I mean, no, like all the ones that you named there, I'm very curious to see.
There's a rom-com. You know, I love seeing Black Love.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that no, that
I'm gonna see it. Look,
yeah, I know. Yeah, like, look, we've had this conversation before, and we'll probably have it around Valentine's Day again. Like, rom-coms. I don't know. Like, I just kind of have fallen out with them, like in the past couple of years. Maybe that's because they just haven't been that interesting to me. No, because I even tried watching Forever, and I was like, this is cool. Yeah, not for me.
This is not a black filmmaker. Sorry.
They will kill you.
Yeah, Zazie. I like Zazie Beetz.
Yeah.
Black Beetz. I loved her in Atlanta. I loved her as was she Domino?
What does that say about me? I just went from I don't want to see the romantic comedy to the one where it's like all violence and action.
Yeah, she stumbles upon like a satanic cult. It's really, it gives me heavy like Ready or Not vibes.
Not the Satan thing, but yes, the whole action vibe thing. Yeah, like it's like John Wicky almost.
More Ready or Not. Like you stumble upon this you're stuck into this place where people are trying to kill you, just trying to survive.
Ready or Not? Did I?
Yeah, it's with whatever Weaver's niece.
Oh, Hugo Weaving's.
Yeah, that's what it is. Weaving's niece. She's in like a wedding dress looking thing, and they're all trying to kill her. And it's really entertaining.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
You might have thought it was horror, so you didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Go back and watch it because it's just a ridiculous.
Okay.
People are dying in ridiculous ways, and there's a hilarious ending that they expected.
Yeah. Okay. Because of this, I will watch a romantic comedy just so you guys don't think I don't like romance. So
those are, besides our own stuff that we're excited for.
Yeah.
Those are some of the films that are actually coming out that I'm excited for. And then excited for season 2. I mean, already we're one episode down, Black History Month of season 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful for whoever comes back, or if you're new listeners, for being here.
Yeah.
We're going to keep evolving on the quality and learning how to shoot these things, engage social media content, which we both are terrible at. We're starting a new series called First Shorts, where we'll be going, having directors come and share their first shorts with us as we explore their journey to where they are now, which I think should be pretty inspirational to us. It's nice to reflect and show that, no one's perfect out of the gate, and we're all works in progress, and you learn from each project.
I think like that is, I think it was like, maybe it was Al Pacino or Robert De Niro. I could be attributing this to either of them or none of them, where somebody said, from an acting perspective, the day that I feel like I have it all figured out is the day I need to leave this industry. And so it is a learning progress on every project it is that you do. And that should be the goal, is to try, what can I do? What can I learn? What can I understand? And I think that's to your point. Yeah. Like going back to the beginning, it's fun.
Yeah, that's what we're looking forward to. We're always gonna have these mini episodes as like, Chad Powers comes back.
Mm-hmm.
And
Stranger Things finish.
We will be documenting some of our journey on doing vertical shorts, and maybe as we try to educate in the ways we can, as we take some of our option material out, as we make progress, we'll share what we can in the journey. The ups and downs of this industry as two independent producers and filmmakers who are doing this thing. Yeah.
And how we, throwing back to what you asked me, the stories I want to tell, persevere.
As a button.
For real. Okay. The hatred.
I've not, and probably won't like these buttons. But hit us with where to follow us.
Yes, you can follow us on Instagram at OpenQ Productions. You can follow me personally at Shaka Omari, Omari. You can also follow us on TikTok at OpenQ Prod, I think is what it is. On YouTube as well, OpenQ Productions, which we will probably start putting up some of our short films, so that way you can take a look and see some of the work that we've done. And then you can follow Charles.
Oh, on Goodbelly, which I'm still working towards building up, but
on the Belly app.
And you can follow me at Goodbelly on the Belly app. See, I told you I'm bad at this. But hopefully next time I won't have the coughs.
Yes, we'll be past the sickness. This is why I was sipping tea the whole time, and with the honey and the candy man and the girl.
You said candy man. I looked at your bad at cough drops. I was like,
yeah, the cough drops have honey too.
I guess we'll see you next time.
In the queue. Peace. The Open Q is an OpenQ production. If you like the show, be sure to follow, rate, and review it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. And tell your friends and family to do the same. Also, feel free to share a link to someone who you think might really enjoy this conversation. The music you're listening to is called Blank Mobile, from the movie Blank Man, composed by Miles Goodman. Until next time, see you in the queue.